Hello folks, welcome to a behind the scenes look at our cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and With a Little Help from My Friends. So for this one we started off on the drums. We got a drum track for both songs to start. Sometimes we'll do a bed track and then other times we'll start with the drums. The drum tracking on this one was a lot of fun because there's some really like signature Ringo drum parts in it, some groundbreaking stuff. We really opened up the toms a lot on this to get a lot more ring out than we usually would. Usually we have a lot more dead tom sounds, but on this it's a lot more open. We really wanted to get them to sing quite a bit on this track. One sort of crazy heinous thing about the toms on this track that they did, Jeff Emmerich would mic the toms, at least the high tom for sure, I know that, from underneath the drum, and it sounds amazing. It sounds so cool, and you kill a lot of bleed. So I think we're gonna do that a little bit more going forward on different tracks too. Up there on the overhead we got the star of the show, we got a KSM 32, quite low, and we also have another KSM 32 over there on the floor tom. And under that high tom, that's just a 58. Snare top we got a 57. Snare bottom we have an AKG pencil, I think it's called the C430. On the kick we did a 421 and the sub kick, just both on that resonant head. And then a little trick that we do is we have a floor mic. So we have a Blue Encore 300, I believe it's called. I got it at a Value Village for like $10, and it's a condenser mic. It's a handheld condenser. Basically we put that on the floor and just really compress the crap out of it, and it creates this really cool punchy layer just to add to the drum sound.
Are we reprising now?
Once we got the drums, the next thing on the agenda was the bed track itself. So we did vocals and a rhythm guitar at the same time. Really gnarly tones they're getting on this track in terms of guitars. I'm going through a Twin Reverb 2 there, and it has this nice drive channel, which I think is tube powered, and it gave me a really nice gnarly sound. Here's the settings that I had on there. I also went through in Electro Harmonix Hot Tubes. And for the vocals, again, I went through the Shure KSM 32. This one took me a few takes, not gonna lie. Paul really is sending it on this one. But once I got the bed down for Sgt. Pepper, I went over to With a Little Help from My Friends and recorded the rhythm guitar track for Carrick to sing over. I had a light chorus on the Walrus Julia for this one, and I also switched back to the clean channel on the Twin 2. We out here, guys. We're at Carrick's house today. You just laid down some vocals on With a Little Help.
The Vokies.
Vokies on this guy. This Shure KSM 32 sponsor us.
Isaac's favorite microphone here.
For every application, it just does a great job.
Astro World will be sponsoring us next.
Yeah. Travi, if you're seeing this, hit us up. So we just did that. We did harmonies on all that. We got Sgt. Pepper. We did that as well, the harmonies and everything.
And With a Little Help from My Friends, did the vocals, lead vocals for that one, and some harmonies, and Isaac did some harmonies on that one as well. So now we're about to do the piano, and you can see we got some lights on the piano. No camera, no action, but just lights. Mm-hmm. We're gonna mic her up.
I wonder what mics we'll use for that.
What mics should we use, Isaac? I wonder.
So as Carrick alluded to with his whimsical hand gesture, we did use two Shure KSM 32s on the piano, set up as a space pair in stereo. And there is our trusty Beatle book. It's a little ripped up at this point, but it's still going strong. So after we got the piano track, we move over to the horns, which Carrick got on his Yamaha synth there, the PSR S670, with the French horn patch. So after we got all that recorded, it was time to do that gnarly lead tone on Sgt. Pepper. So what I did, I used that Hot Tubes again and the dirty channel from my Twin 2, but I also added in a JHS crayon, which really gnarlied it up. So all that was left to do on the final day of tracking was, of course, the bass for both songs, some extra harmonies, some percussion, and a little more guitar. I had so much fun with the bass, especially for With Little Help from My Friends. It's really one of my favorite bass lines in the entire Beatle catalog. It really rips hard. And I did something I normally do not do for these Beatles covers. I went through a bass amp. Usually I'm just recording my bass DI and using like an amp sim in Logic, but for this I paired the DI with that amp track because this was something they actually did when they were recording Sgt. Pepper for Paul's bass tone. And I also have the mic a little further away than I normally would when recording an amp like this. I know they went even further away from the speaker when they were recording bass like that, but what was happening is I was getting kind of like uneven bass notes, so I ended up going in further to capture a little more proximity effect and just make it a little more even. And then I got into the aforementioned percussion elements of the song, the tambourine, there's also a cowbell, and then there was a few extra harmonies that I need to do before this song was done. And then after that, the only thing left to do was to mix the tracks. So if you'd like to see a detailed breakdown of the Logic project and the mix moves that I ended up doing for these two classic songs, there is a Logic project breakdown available on our Patreon along with this BTS video that you can access via the link in the description of this video. So if you're interested in that and you'd like to support this project, check it out. Thank you guys for watching if you've made it this far, and we'll be back soon with more BTS content for you guys. Let us know if there's anything specific you guys would like to see, and also if you have not seen this cover yet, that's also going to be in the description below. Ciao ciao for now.